epidemic continues to sweep the nation, despite attempts in the workplace, in schools, and in restaurants to prevent its spread. The epidemic isn't a virus, and it isn't a bacteria either. It's the product of decades of unhealthy eating and exercise habits. The sickness is obesity. But what really causes obesity? Dietary expert Jack Adipopo is here to tell us. Dr. Adipopo, what's the most important thing for our viewers to know about obesity?
Obesity usually starts at home. Obesity can develop in children if the parent is obese, has bad eating or exercise habits, or doesn't instruct their children on the importance of a proper diet. In the last 10 or 20 years, more and more children are eating processed TV dinners rather than home-cooked meals. These pre-made meals are convenient to serve for parents, but are often much unhealthier than the same homemade dish. In addition, the amount of time spent on screen time, that is, watching TV or playing video games or sitting at the computer, can influence obesity. And people who don't get exercise often enough can also become obese.
Now let's see what our parents have to say about this issue.
I've struggled with this illness my whole life, and now I have to watch my child go through it themselves. It's awful.
I don't know. Maybe we should just stop bothering kids and let them eat what they want.
Obesity is a silent killer. The effects of the disease are evident. The bulging fat, the loss of mobility and flexibility, it's terrible.
When it comes time for dinner, I'm usually just getting home from work, and fast food is the easiest option for me. I wish I could provide healthier meals for my son at home, but I just don't have the means to do so.
Programs are already in place that attempt to solve this growing problem. The Smart Snacks for Schools program was implemented in 2010, forcing schools to limit the amount of sugar, salt, fat, and overall calorie count of school meals and other school snacks offered. Here's our statistician, Walter Hickelfin, to tell you about these new snacks.
Centers for Disease Control and Prevention put out some ideas of food that can replace the typical and healthy snacks found in schools. For example, instead of offering Oreos containing 286 calories per serving, 182 of them which are empty, in vending machines, schools can offer peanuts, which contain 170 calories per serving, none of which are empty. It's not a hard thing to do, but the kids in school just have to want to be healthy.
Healthy food? No way. You should drink water instead of soda. It's way better for you and is more hydrating.
This new string cheese from the vending machine is great. It tastes good and it's healthy. You should try it.
It's healthy? No way!
So what do you want to do?
We should grab some salad.
Dude, I'm trying to get a taco.
Then we have to go.
Following these moderately successful attempts at solving the problem of obesity, Senator Frank Brown, Democrat of Massachusetts, on the Senate Select Committee on Obesity and Diabetes, has decided to step in with a revolutionary new government program that can help these obese children and their families lead healthier lifestyles. Isabel Ward has an exclusive interview with Senator Brown about the new program.
So, tell us about your plan to combat childhood obesity.
The first step is to open restaurants geared specifically toward providing affordable, healthy meals for families. Step 2 is to open 6 government-owned restaurants in major urban areas nationwide. Currently, the plans include San Francisco, Los Angeles, Houston, Chicago, New York City, and Boston. Step 3 is to open our doors to the public. We hope to attract families who otherwise would be unable to provide their children with healthy food. Families would be charged an appropriate amount for their meals based on what they're capable of paying. One major benefit of these restaurants is that kids and adults will be eating healthy food, which wasn't previously the case.
Why did you decide on this solution, Senator Brown?
Well, we've worked with countless families who struggle with obesity and found that these families need a cheap and easy way to feed their families with the right food. Our solution is specifically geared towards people who are most susceptible to obesity, meaning families who are financially disadvantaged or who lack the time to cook nutritious meals every night.
So how will you receive funding for this program?
We've drafted an authorization bill to pilot our program. We're asking for $800,000 a year for the next 5 years. The money will go towards building, furnishing, and stocking the restaurant, as well as advertising and paying the employees. Since we estimate each restaurant to cost about $400,000 to start, we hope to build 2 restaurants every year and be totally off the ground by 2019.
But $800,000 is a lot of money, let alone $800,000 for 5 years, which totals $4 million. So how does your committee plan to raise money for your project?
To help fundraise for these expenses, We're proposing a 0.5% tax on all restaurants that don't comply to our healthy restaurant requirements. These requirements are still being worked out, but the tax should reduce several $100,000 each year, which will be a large chunk of our expenses. This is another win-win situation because the taxes will deter existing restaurants from selling unhealthy food, which will help customers make healthier food choices. We then need to pass an appropriations bill to actually see it.
Many health organizations, such as the American Heart Association, have recognized the growing problem of childhood obesity and are instrumental in moving Senator Brown's new program forward.
The American Heart Association is committed to tackling and spreading awareness about childhood obesity because we want to stress the importance of good health. People who are obese at an early age are exponentially more likely to have health issues as adults, such as heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and heart attacks. Alongside the Citizens for Health group, along with many other organizations, we're working to promote Senator Brown's program to congressmen and the public alike. We really want to see this bill passed.
Our political expert, Peggy Palin, has details on what it's going to take to get this new program.
First, Senator Brown will formally introduce his bill to the Senate by placing it on the calendars of general orders. The bill may most likely be taken on by a standing committee, or even a subcommittee responsible for this issue. In this case, it will probably be the Senate Select Committee on Obesity and Diabetes. While the committee is deciding on the bill, it will hold hearings during which organizations like the American Heart Association and other healthcare experts can give testimony about why they think the bill should be passed. During this time, interested citizens can also send letters stating their opinion on the bill. If the bill is passed in the Senate, it will then move to the House, where it will be voted on similarly. Finally, the bill will make its way to the White House, where the President will approve or veto the bill. If the bill is approved, it will become law. If the bill is vetoed, however, the Congress will have a chance to override the bill with a 2/3 vote from both houses. If Senator Brown's bill is passed, the new law is registered with the National Archives and Records Service, and the program can be put into action.
Senators have varying opinions on whether or not this bill should be passed.
Despite the seemingly great cost of this program, I think it's a good investment because the money we spend now will be saved in healthcare programs in the future. Healthier kids mean healthier adults. We'll be spending much less on treating people with heart disease and with diabetes. I think it's important for people to consider the long-term benefits, even with the high price tag of the program. Hi, have you heard about Frank Brown's proposed bill to stop childhood obesity? What do you think about it?
I don't think that this is the right solution, just because it costs so much and has a huge impact on our national budget, especially in a time of so much financial instability. The United States already faces so much debt. The cost of opening up so many new restaurants is far greater than any positive effects that it might have, because it's still uncertain whether or not these restaurants would actually work. In addition, it would cause a lot of debate about how much each family should pay for the service.
If Senator Brown's new bill is passed, the future looks bright for the health of America. We will keep you updated on the progress of this bill. Good night, and thank you for watching Channel 2 News.